Do you think we're gonna be best friends for like ever?
No.
What? No. I just kicked it.
Are you for real?
Well, yeah, I mean.
No, what is it?
Ready, camera, action? No. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing this look. Well, Destiny's gonna be doing this look for me. She's my best friend, and we're basically just gonna talk about our history and the bullshit we've gone through. And yeah, so let's get right into it. She's gonna kind of draw inspiration from her look to mine, because I did want a little wing.
Let's see if
And I really do like that like crease.
So we're gonna start with primer.
Doing my makeup, I'm excited. So
Just squirted out you. Did it?
like I mentioned, you guys, we're gonna be talking about our history as friends. Because she is the only friend that I've had for as long as I have had.
How long have we been friends?
And that's been, okay, hold on, since middle school. And we're currently 25. 13 years.
What?
Literally half of our life, because think about it, we were 13 when we met, and we've been friends for 13 years.
That's true. We met in middle school. I remember exactly how we met. Do you want to give me like a brief, like little? It was quick. It was quick how we met.
We'll give you guys like explanation from each side, because I think it's so funny. We were in study hall. It was.
No, we weren't.
Yes, it was. It was study hall, or was it Avid?
Avid.
Oh,
It was
okay.
Avid.
Same. Okay, Avid. So we had Avid, and basically that's a class where they teach you how to be successful in school. They teach you how to plan and whatnot. It was so funny because I was so scared going into middle school, like shy and like timid. And I just remember her, she's like, hi. And you know, it's first day of school, so you have your schedule. They give you a schedule on a piece of paper. She was like, hi, let me see your schedule.
Icebreaker.
And I was like, oh, I gave it to her. And she was like, oh my gosh, we have this class and this class together. And that's all I remember. Do you remember more?
I remember it a little bit different.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess, I don't know, I just put more detail in my stories, but that's the problem with me, is I'm an over-explainer.
That's me too, but that's good though, because you want to give, you know,
the picture,
background, and
what it looked like.
Yeah.
I remember we were sitting in Avid, and you were sitting like 4 people away from me or something, and everybody was like talking, excited, and she was the only one who was sitting there quiet to herself. Like, you know when the teacher's talking, everybody's like kind of like talking to themselves with other people. You were just sitting there by yourself, kind of like timid and shy. I was like, oh, she looks sweet. I was like, we could be friends. Like,
I look like a lost puppy.
No, you didn't. You were like, I guess, just like in your own world or whatever, but you could tell you were shy. And I was just like,
you could?
But I was like, oh, she seems sweet. Like, because you know like a persona somebody will give off like cocky or kind of like,
yeah,
they think they're like the ish.
Wow.
No, I don't know. I was just like, I don't know, she seems sweet. So I just introduced myself, and I was just like, I don't even think I said my name. I was just like, hi. Yeah, and I did ask for your schedule, and you scooted over to me. I was like, oh my god, we have this class? We have this class together? Now looking back, it's kind of cringy. But that's how we broke the ice.
That's so funny. But I was happy that she did that though. I remember having those thoughts like, oh, thank God, like somebody's breaking the ice with me. Because I was so
to make a friend.
I was so scared of middle school.
Yeah. We started off friends all the way from middle school, and we kind of carried it off into our adult life. But technically, we didn't talk for like 6 years or something. Okay,
so that's like way further into after high school. I think the senior year. Let's try and keep it like in the timeline. Like
we'll get back to that.
Destiny was like my first everything. Like she was She was like a bad influence, but in a good way.
Oh my! Are you for real?
Well, yeah. I mean,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't make the best choices.
But that's the thing, it was so funny. Like, okay, I'm not gonna go into details. I mean, I really don't care, but I don't know if you care. And I don't wanna, like, you know, intrude on that. Think of yourself being a teenager and experimenting a lot. Let's just leave it there, experimenting a lot. And I would never think of experimenting, you know, so that's what I mean. Like, she was my first everything, and I would just follow her lead. Like, I was like, all right. But I was like, she's a cool friend, you know, I love her, you know, whatever.
But to be fair, was I
and
like,
I trusted her too.
was I like pressuring you, like,
no, it was never, that's the thing, it was never pressure. It was always more like, I don't know, like, I just trusted you with my life. Like, I was like, all right, well, if she's doing it and she's doing good and she's fine, then I'll be fine. Like, I don't think she would put me in harm's way, type of thing. The thing about Destiny that I remember so much of in her childhood is that when things, because let's just be honest, not all things were great that I was, you know, we would do, okay? She was so good at like not even persuading, but just convincing me. She would be like, she would say, we're gonna 20 years from now, we're gonna look back and talk about these stories and laugh and just not regret doing it, and we will like appreciate the fact that we actually lived life as teenagers, you know. We won't be married with 4 kids and regretting that we didn't live life. And like, she just made it so convincing, and I'm like, damn, that's a good point.
That's not the truth though.
That is true. And it wasn't like, I wouldn't even question it. Like, I would just, from there, I just always followed her lead. I'm like, okay, we're gonna do that tonight. Okay, it's so true, because now we literally look back at or talk about these stories and we just crack up all day. Like, they never get old to talk about.
We had a passion for YouTube like way back when, and it was like, I don't know, you were weird if you liked YouTube.
Oh, okay, okay,
not
okay.
you.
Oh, okay, I thought you meant me.
Like, thanks. No, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you liked beauty gurus or like anybody who did YouTube, you were weird. And it was so hard to find people who liked your specific, like, I don't know, just the same things that you liked. And me and her clicked in that way, and we just, I don't know, like, we both were like, oh, we love, you know, like YouTube and
like PB Bunny 97. I remember watching her from the very beginning.
Oh my god.
In middle school, I remember watching her. Oh my god, Chris Crocker. Was it Chris Crocker? Please leave Britney alone. Remember?
No, I don't remember that one.
Leave Britney alone!
You don't remember Chris Crocker or Chris?
Are you talking about the thing from Fairly Odd Parents?
No.
That guy. Wasn't that his name?
I think. I don't know.
I admit I was not the best influence. But yeah, we did a lot of just crazy wild things that I think led us into a very more wiser mindset, being older, getting older. Now that we're 25, you know, we've learned a lot, I can say. I think, you know, we've matured like wild. I don't think we're the same as we were from middle school, but we still click the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And change happens. Change has happened, but you know, your personality is your personality. Who you are is who you are. Obviously, like, you know, you have a child now and you're pregnant now, you have a family now.
It's crazy
that you prioritize other things more than things that you used to prioritize. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely. What do you think was like the biggest like lesson of our friendship that you learned from it?
This one's hard, I feel like, because I feel like a lot.
There's so many things.
I feel like loyalty, respect, humor. You gotta have humor. Like, if people take things too serious, and I feel like that's the life we live in now, to be honest.
I think we both went down the road where we were offended.
This was when we were back in high school, guys, okay?
Yeah. She would just like ultra piss me off. Like like
I remember.
I don't know, just like, you know, when you okay, I think it's going through growth, but it's also spending so much time with somebody. Like, if you're in a relationship, they say space is important, and I feel like a friendship is a relationship in that sense.
You're just so comfortable to the point where you don't have those boundaries anymore, where you get upset at one another and actually show it. I mean,
Right.
Not saying that you shouldn't show it, but you have to be mature about the timing of everything, and is it really worth getting angry about? Is it really worth arguing about, or you know, just getting pissed off at each other for no reason, you know? And that's with intimate relationships too, I feel like, you know?
You kind of just like learn yourself throughout a friendship that lasts so long, and it's pretty rare for friendships to last as long as like ours have.
Respectful ones, because it's so easy to stay friends with the girl that you knew since elementary school, but do you guys respect each other? Is there...
I swear, I've lost friends because of that, like, lack of maturity and, like, boundary or respect for one another, you know?
The amount of time that you've known someone or been friends with someone, I don't believe is enough of a reason to stick around if there's no respect, if there's...
It's like in a relationship, if you can only say, oh, why am I with you? Oh, it's because I love you. That's not enough. Love isn't enough.
That's not enough reason.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like we had to go through our personal growth journeys, which is hard to disassociate yourself from somebody else's experiences, because what you go through, I go through, because I'm your best friend. So I'm like, oh, well, it's my experience too. So you want to fight their battle for them, and I feel like that's a lesson we had to learn. That, like,
okay, so
you can get into that, because that's kind of around the era that we fell off.
A segue into it.
Yeah.
At the end, I think it was like senior year, I basically like snapped at Destiny.
It's not like your fault, because obviously I have a...
I mean, we both had our faults, I feel like, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever had that way before, right?
You have. It was just...
No, I didn't.
You did. You did.
When?
No, you did. And it was like my final straw of like, okay, Leila.
What? When? When did...
You, because like I'm saying, like we would overshare. Like, not overshare, I mean like you would do with a friend. You would tell each other everything, and you'd be like, why are you being so fucking stupid? Like, why are you doing this? But you know what? It's with good intention. It's just not knowing how to
convey it, yeah.
Your, like, concern for your friend. Like, don't do something dumb. Like, I love you, I care for you, and I don't want you to put yourself in harm's way. It's that protective instinct, but it's just, that's when it comes off like, dude, like, let me live my life. Like, let me, you know, do what I want. Just be my friend, you know?
I snapped at her, and... we just kind of like...
we were in the car coming back from her wax appointment.
I had a wax appointment. She saw the cooch all around. Yeah, because that was my first time doing that, and I was so scared. And yeah, so I wanted her to, you know, be there with me. And I was going on vacation like the following day or something like that, and going back to drop her off, and I snapped at her because
it was about my now boyfriend, because we have history and he wasn't so great in the past, which we rekindled, we reconnected, and reconciled everything.
So yeah, back then when he wasn't the best, I didn't like that, and I would be like, dude, what are you doing? He doesn't care about you. Like, he's just using you. I remember specifically you were like,
respect yourself. Like, you don't know your worth. You were like, you don't know your worth, and you need to respect yourself. And I, of course, was not like taking it wholeheartedly. I was just getting offended.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, oh, my friend cares for me, you know?
I mean, yeah, I kind of snapped too. I was kind of like bitchy about it. And so, yeah, I mean, obviously it was with good intention, but some things like you can't cross. That's a line that...
a lesson learned.
You can't really cross, because that's your friend's life, and she's gonna make her decisions, and at the end of the day, it's okay to like let them know what you think, because if they come to you, if they're telling you what's going on, you're obviously gonna give them your opinion and give your 2 cents and be like, well, I don't like this about this or that, and then that's it. I feel like to push it and basically force a choice on them, or for them to make a specific choice or a specific decision when they never asked, like, hey, what should I do? If they don't say that specifically, then, you know, it's not really in your place to...
unless they're like actually... like,
unless they're getting like actually like physically abused and hurt, then that's a complete different thing, you know? But that wasn't the case, obviously. So I just didn't like, you know, the way he was not being so great to her, and I really love her, and so it was that sister, you know, telling you something. And from there, she walked out of the car. We hugged. I remember.
Did I say anything, or was I just like...
yeah, you said the heart wants what it wants.
Oh. No, you didn't.
I never forgot those words. And I was like, okay. So then she left, she got out of the car, and you guys, we didn't speak ever.
Literally
for 6 years.
Talk about pride, because nobody reached out to anybody after that.
Talk about pride, because I didn't reach out, she didn't reach out.
I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I was, yeah,
The
me
same
too. I was
mentality.
kind of like,
Whatever, she doesn't want to hear it.
I was, and the way that I thought of it, I'm like, okay, she's gonna be with that guy, he's gonna drop her, and she's gonna come back running and being like, you were right, or something like this. And so I was just gonna give it its time, but you know, we were both.
And no,
She never showed up.
it's like waiting for your stray,
It's like waiting for your
stray dog to return.
That was 6 years of our life, of our friendship, that we could have continued on with. I feel like we both firmly believe things happen for a reason.
And we both matured like no other within that 6 years.
Yeah.
I just, like, I heard about you through the grapevines through other people sometimes.
I remember the only place where we still followed each other, or I followed you on social media, was Pinterest, and I would stalk her. And I know, and I forgot who told me, but someone told me that you had a YouTube channel, and I was like, no, she doesn't. And I remember I went through her Pinterest,
which was my old YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I went through her Pinterest, and she had it linked on there, like the YouTube channel, and I clicked on it, and I was like, what is she up to?
Oh my god.
But I didn't have Facebook anymore. I didn't have her on Facebook. I didn't have her on Instagram, because I got rid of Instagram for a few years.
I got rid of Facebook. I think we both went through that spiritual journey of like, you know what, I just need to get right. Like, and I think because we both made that decision consciously, we became better and like closer because of it. Yeah. Versus if, like, let's say we kept the same mentality and we're like still holding a bad grudge towards one another, I don't think we would, I don't know, be close, don't you think?
Right. We probably needed that space, because for the first 6 years of our friendship, we were together all the time. Although we were both stubborn, we never, like, our friendship never ended on bad terms. Like, or did one another bogus in ways that are unforgivable. Yeah. Because
that's just having a respect, though. Like,
yeah.
Like, I was friends with this person for a reason, and I'm not gonna go and bash you to somebody else. Because how would that look on me? And then I think also subconsciously I was always like, eventually we might become friends again.
Really? You
like,
think
in the
about
back
that?
of my head I would be like, we possibly might cross paths again. And I just,
that's crazy.
That's not why I didn't talk shit or whatever. I think that's just like
the love as friends that we had for each other, even from the beginning. We were literally like, like sisters almost. Literally. And I would think about it too. I would be like, damn, like, I wonder if we're ever gonna be friends again. I wonder if we're ever gonna talk. I wonder how she's doing. I wonder what she's going through. I wonder, is that really how it's gonna end? Like, and I would think to myself so deeply. I would think so deeply to myself, and I would think, like, am I really gonna go to the grave and never talk to her again? Like, is it really gonna be that way?
For real?
Like, yeah, like, something about that didn't feel right. It didn't feel right.
Whereas the other friend will get with the other one's ex, or like,
things like that. Like,
put each other on blast on the internet. Like, that's immaturity. That's dead. It's honestly,
and it
just
shows
like,
you people's character, and you don't want those kinds of people. I mean, some people deal with it. Not only that, but learn to truly love yourself, because people say like, oh, I love myself, but do you really though? Are you able to say no to people when you want to?
Yeah, and that's a hard thing.
And that's hard.
It is so hard. It's a journey.
Battery died. I needed to get a new battery. I was basically just asking Destiny, do you think we're gonna be best friends for like ever?
Honestly, no.
Why? What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, of course we're gonna be friends.
Okay, honestly, but why do you think that though?
I really do feel like that though, because I think it just comes so natural. It's easy, you know, and
that's a good point.
Do you think so?
That is a good point. Yeah.
Do you think so? Like, genuinely?
Yeah, I do.
I think because we have a mutual respect for one another, of us living separate lives and not feeling the need of having to be glued to one another 24/7. We have a respect. We have very common, like, interests.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like you have to learn to evolve with one another, because, like she said, we live different lives. You know, she has a family, and I've heard stories of friends that you know, you don't make time for me, you don't care about me anymore, and stuff like that. But it's like, you have to understand that
I think we've all had a friend like that.
life is gonna happen. And
did you have a friend like that? I had a friend like that.
did I?
It's almost like giving, like, we're in a relationship, like a for real relationship.
Yeah, and don't get me
like,
wrong, like, friendships are relationships, but
Yeah.
they're not intimate relationships.
No,
They're at a different level. There has to be a modicum of respect and understanding and boundaries. Like, you have, and yeah, sometimes it does. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do think about it and I'm like, damn, you know, like, she has a family, like, I would love to see her more often, but I also have that respect for her and understanding that our lives are changing. Like,
right. And realistically, I would love to too, but I hardly get any time even
for
to
yourself.
myself. You know, so we literally have to pencil in the day that we want to spend together.
Yeah.
We have to plan ahead of time.
To the hour.
Yeah. And that just doesn't come natural when you grow up. And I think also that our friendship lasts and will last is because we have similar goals. And I think when we focus on ourselves and, like, wanting to be better, always wanting to be better.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, we're gonna have a certain level of success in mind, you know?
Because we help each other and support each other in that aspect. She's going through things that I have never gone through. I don't have children, and I've been in a relationship for a really, really long time, so that's a place where I can really help her.
Here's what a general, a person would do in general. Like, good advice, good guidance. Like, Destiny, I'm gonna give you the hard truth, even though you might not like to hear it. You know, since you're coming to me, I'm gonna tell you the truth, you know, that wasn't nice of you to say. Like, you shouldn't have said it like that. And I am mature enough to accept that and be like,
even though
like,
you don't like to hear it. Nobody ever likes to be wrong, but we have to understand when we're wrong to not do it again, or
but
to
you
learn
also
from
don't
that.
come to me like,
no,
I'm gonna tell you how it is, but you will tell me if I ask.
Yeah, right. Do you ever think we will get in, like, a fight or, like, a disagreement, like a heated disagreement?
I don't know. I don't think so. What would really cause that? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have the urge to fight anymore.
Right.
No, I just, it's not fun. It's a waste of time, and it's just kind of like, I know how to communicate with my friend.
Do you feel like if you felt any type of feeling, like emotion, like sadness, or maybe like if we're out in, like, a social setting and I said something that came off wrong to you, that I said maybe hurt your feelings? Obviously it would be unintentional because I wouldn't do something like that.
Our dynamic is like, you're so empathetic. You are so in tune with knowing somebody's upset or their vibe. Being like, I'm not comfortable, I'm upset, I'm hurting. Like, she's really good at that, like, picking up on emotions, picking up on people. So I feel like you would call me out and be like, what's wrong, Destiny? Like, are you okay? Because I'm not good at hiding how I feel. I wear my heart on my sleeve, so you'll know if I'm upset. And I think you would just call me out. You know, and I would tell you. I wouldn't hide it from you. Like, I wouldn't be like, no, I'm okay.
Really?
I think I would just tell you.
Okay.
Because you're making me feel comfortable to tell you. If you're kind of like, dude, why the fuck are you upset? You
then
know?
that makes you, like, not want to tell
Right,
someone.
I'm like, I don't want to talk to you if you're talking to me like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think before, when we were younger, we used to talk to each other like that, though.
Like what? Oh, when we would be like,
what is your problem? Why are you so upset? Like, just so, like, catty.
I remember one time when we were younger and you were upset, and we were at Janessa's house specifically, and by the entrance, and you were upset.
Wow, you remember, huh?
Yeah, you were upset, and I forgot why. And I asked you, I'm like, come on, stop being upset. And I remember shaking you and hugging you, like, stop being like that. And you would just be like,
you know what it was? I remember it was because you started dating Pablo. And because you started dating Pablo,
we haven't talked about that, you guys.
She started to change. So because she was changing, I was feeling like, damn, like,
okay,
let's
get into that.
out, and she's turning into a completely different person. I don't even know.
Okay, let's talk about that a little bit, because I feel like that's something that we've never covered ever since we reconciled.
Yeah, we talked about
again.
me, but we didn't talk about you.
Yeah, we never reconciled or talked about that when we reconciled. But I do remember that when I started dating Pablo, you would get mad sometimes.
Yeah.
Like remember when I had that party at my house and we were upstairs and I was on the phone fighting with him, and you were like, Leila, we gotta go now. There's people downstairs waiting for us at the party. And I would be like, no. I was literally crying. I was like, stop, wait. And you were like, no, wait.
Literally.
Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
And you would be like that a lot, and I never understood why. I'm like, I wonder why she's like that. And I'm like, does she feel left out? Does she feel like I'm leaving her or something like that? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about, that immaturity, like literally, because I don't know, it was like
how did you feel?
I feel like you were changing. Like you were
in what way or
like,
what?
You were so, I don't know, like when you're younger, you can't wrap your head around your friends having a serious relationship, because they got serious very young.
Yeah.
Very young. So I was just kind of like, I couldn't understand it. And I was just like, dude, my friend isn't paying any attention to me. So as a kid, like, I'm just kind of like, get off the phone, like, come hang out, like,
she would literally say that. But it's like, it's funny to me, and it's like almost like endearing in a way, because like I understand we were young. I wouldn't understand. I'm like, why is she being like this? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why isn't she?
And I would even tell Janessa too. I would always be like,
what would you say?
I would be like, she's changing. Like literally, I would be like telling her, I'm like, we're losing her. I'd be like, I don't know who she is anymore. Like I'd be so
she
upset.
did tell me that. She's like, yeah, she says that you're different now. Like after we fell off, she would tell me, she's like, yeah, she said that you're so different now and you've changed.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, what does she mean by that? I never understood that.
Because you did. No, she fell in love, you know, and when you fall in love, you're blind. Like you're just
when you're younger,
you're all in it. Like it's all your person. And it was like, it didn't matter what we were doing, she would instantly be like, Pablo's here, I'm leaving. And we're like,
oh my god, yeah, I would ditch the group. It would be me, her, and
so
Janessa.
Rude.
Me, Destiny, and Janessa. Sometimes, you know, I would fight with Pablo a lot when I was younger. And when we started dating, you know, like, it's just, there's so many emotions when you fall in love. And like, I don't know, I just remember we would fight. I would be hanging out with the girls, texting him, fighting about whatever petty stuff we were fighting about. Right. And anywhere we were, he would show up and pick me up, and I would ditch them.
We were in Chicago. This man would be up in Chicago where we were. I'm like, are you serious right now?
She would be like, oh, yeah.
Like, remember when Gabriel and I started talking again? Then we kind of started, but she was understanding about me. I wasn't understanding about her. She was just like, yeah, no, go see him. And I think it's just because you understood.
She wanted me all to herself.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because we were together all the time. Like,
literally.
I will never forget.
Yeah.
I've already established the relationship.
You think
you know what I mean?
Grew from that or what?
Yeah, of course, because it's like, think about it like this. Think about if I wouldn't just ditch the group because Pablo and I are fighting. It would be like, okay, that's gonna have to wait because I made time to hang out with my friends. But obviously, like in your case, you have children, so you know, if you're hanging out with the girls and something happened where the baby needs you or Gabe needs you, you know, family before anything type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's understandable at this point. All right, guys, so this is the final look.
Do you like it?
I love it. It looks so good. Normally, I feel like heavy, like, eyeshadow on me doesn't, I don't know, I feel like it shrinks my eyes, but you made it look good. It looks good. I look so different. I've never done my makeup like this before, and you did such a good job. I love it.
You feel good?
Yeah, I do.
That's the key. Get a close-up. We gotta get a close-up of what it looks like.
If you guys want the products used, let me know in the comments, and I will make sure to link them down below.
This is fun, sharing our experiences. I hope somebody took something from this and is able to apply it to their life.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody's had a lengthy friendship that has gone through the Rockies like ours has.
If you guys like this filming together, comment down below and we'll continue to make videos like this.
That would be fun.
Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.